Everyone has a story to tell. I don't want to hear yours next. Hello, everyone. This is the podcast host, Chris Baker Jr. And you're watching or listening to the podcast, Tell Me Your Story. Today's special guest to tell his story is James Bryan. We're just going to do like how we always do. We're going to jump right into this. Tell me, where did life start for you? Where did it all begin?
Like when?
Like, where did you grow up at?
Where did I grow up?
Yeah, how many brothers and sisters you had? Like, what was your childhood like?
I was born in Texas, about less than a quarter of a mile from the Rio Grande. I was born at 2020 Santa Clotilde. And I have my birth certificate somewhere. Isn't that pretty? That's LA, man. That's Southern California. Yeah, we came up here because the jobs were here. My mom worked at Philco, which used to be on West Monroe Street, right?
Now, like, kind of describe what Philco is. What is that?
Oh,
I think that was way before my
time. In the early 60s, I'm trying to think which company. Philco, we had a TV before most people. I'm on J Street here now, right? My mom, working at Philco, got a television. I mean, Howdy Doody and stuff were on there. You know what I mean? It's early 50s. My brother was born in March the 9th of 1950. My sister was born April of 40. And I was born in 42, October of 42. October 14th. And the jobs were all here. So, new departure, man, you couldn't get in there but there was nothing. People that were buying land and stuff on Perkins Ave said, "Wonder what the hell they were doing. We're buzzing the Ave over here." You know what I mean? Well, we're wondering what the hell it's out in the country. Ford is out in the country, right?
Now, what about the crayon factory? Was that a big time job?
The what?
The crayon factory, the American crayon factory?
Yeah, well, see, the hospital used to be Providence, Memorial and Providence were right there on Hayes Ave, right? And, yeah, I mean, Good Sam was nothing. Providence Hospital was happening. My brother was born there. So, it was just, now in retrospect, I mean, it's like Perkins Ave isn't, there's nothing on that other side. We're the dogs, the big dogs in the park. Yeah, I mean, I can remember going out there. The bus would pick me up over on J Street to go to school. My freshman year was Adams. Jackie Mayer. Just keep that in mind. So the sophomore, junior, and senior year were at the new high school with Jackie Mayer. When I heard about that in Texas, I said, "Who?" And they showed me the picture. I said, she was like she stood out in that she wasn't the, prima donna or anything, but it was talent that got her. I was living in Texas, going to college in Texas, when she won Miss America, and they said, "Hey man, you're from Sandusky." I thought, man, that's a sweat hog. It's like,
And at the same time, like, I'm thinking that when I was in school, there was a girl that was actually Miss Ohio, like how you said,
Talent.
where you was thinking like, well, I always, because I think it's really because we get this idea in our heads that right away when you think Miss Ohio or Miss America, you think of this stunning woman, but when you actually know the person, you're like, I mean, she's okay,
She
but
was okay. That was
it's like not.
that was a passing mark, but not all that okay.
But like you said, I think it really comes down to just your talents and just what you're good
Yeah,
at,
you're
man.
not gonna do it just on looks. You got to stand out.
But for you to say, but for you to have the class with Miss Jackie Mayer, who, in my time I've heard and had her come up there countless times and give her speeches and help build up the younger women.
She's yeah, but what she's promoting is essential for those young women. If I did it, you can do it. I'm looking at the sidelines and I'm thinking, who in the hell, Jackie Mayer? I remember she was a. I can remember being in Texas and I'm like, she just wasn't what I would have picked out. But it was on talent and her composure, how she put herself out there.
Mm-hmm.
She was very outgoing, but it wasn't somebody I would have asked to go out with me.
No?
No.
Not even a little bit?
Now.
Did she did she hang out with like a different crowd from
Yeah.
you? Or?
Oh yeah. What, dude? I didn't speak English when I got here. So it's like people have a different concept of people from the border. Like when did you get here? And working in Southern California for 20 years, and 10 of them were in East LA. And I can remember sitting in the cafeteria and sitting with these guys, and they're talking about these Mexicans this and this Mexicans that. And I'm thinking, what the fuck? Yeah, dude. And it was like, we're in East LA, El Barrio. And it was like, this ain't happening.
So being in the cafeteria freshman year.
No, not freshman year. Freshman year was Adams.
So where'd you go sophomore year?
The new high school.
Oh, so you went to
The new high school.
What was the new high school, which is the current high school, Sandusky High School.
Brand new.
And what year was this?
1958, maybe. Class of 60, so maybe 57.
So that had to have been an experience going from Adams.
Yeah,
So what? So
I
what?
could take the bus. I could come home for lunch.
So did they automatically make Adams a junior high, or what did they do with it right away? Do you know? Do you remember?
The one downtown?
Yeah. Like right when you guys went to the high school.
Yeah, it was 7th and 8th grade because they had these. They're probably still there. When you're going from one floor to the next, those spiral.
Yep. I've seen many people fall down them.
Bad news.
I've seen people fall down, especially the bleachers too. The stairs they had, especially the top. No, the top floor was the worst because
I can remember going to
you would get to the very top, and then somebody would always seem to trip up, and you just see them coasting down with their books in their hands.
It was like theater, It's it was different downtown, and then going out to the new one, Miss Blackwell. She was only a few years older than me, and I was like, and she was my Spanish teacher on top of it.
So were you able to speak fluently in English at the time, or was it still?
Oh yeah, no. We our Spanish is Tex-Mex. It's not. I've been to Spain, so I know the difference. You can tell the people from Mexico. The border's open, dude. You don't have to walk through the water and all that shit because they've got so many factories from Ohio. They had to make special classes for the kids from Ohio that went down there to go to school. The kids that were the honkies, the Yankees, they Air Force Base was there, right? And you still find in ranches where the jets drop their tanks and they crumbled up. They didn't recycle them. You know, too big of a boom boom. But yeah, those kids, they spoke Spanish because the maids and the people in the Air Force Base were the only ones that didn't speak Spanish. So, but they put me in there because I was from Ohio. Put me in that Spanish class. I thought, I'm gonna kick some ass just like I did up in Sandusky. Well, there was a big surprise for Jim is when these I kicked the shit out of the ones on the Air Force Base, but the ones that were raised by maids, and they have 50 people working their father's ranch, and it was like, holy shit, where these? And they put me in because Brian. They put me in with the Anglos, and Anglos isn't a bad word. It's just Anglo-Saxons, right? The English. They don't call Anglos to the French or people from the Netherlands. I've traveled to Europe. My sister and I, we spent, Jesus, almost 26 or 27 days touring. Landed in London, and that was an experience landing in London, and it was like, holy shit. But yeah, we toured, and at that time there was no tunnel or channel. There was ferry boats going back and forth to Dover, and it's like White Cliffs of Dover, you know. So, and travel does enhance your outlook on life, and the more you see and the more you're exposed, but this isn't a bad place to be from. That fresh water out there, dude, we're so lucky.
Lake Erie.
Great place, man. You can't. We're in a pretty good spot here, I think. I'm here by choice. You know, it's not by chance. I'm here by choice. I like the people here too. I mean, Castalia, you go over there. These people all John Deere's, you know, they're all farmers and stuff. But I used to make fun of all that, you know. And now you realize that all the vegetables and all
everything that's coming into town.
yeah, I mean, we've got a good. And then we got fish over here. Jeez, the Canadians, I run into them at the bars downtown. And I say, where are you from? I say, Peeling. It was no big deal. You know, I went from one border to another. Mexicans on that side and the English over here. It was. We went on a motorcycle trip. Motorcycles, neighborhood, 3 of us, 3 couples, and we went to Detroit, crossed over Rainbow Bridge or something, and then traveled all the way to Niagara Falls, and then back here in a weekend.
Wow.
Killer, yeah, killer.
Wait, okay, let's go back a little bit. So you were talking about you first went to the high school, the brand new high school at the time.
My sophomore year.
So your sophomore year. So what was that like going? How was it like going from Adams?
And the newness of the place.
Did it feel like, just you could feel it like in the air? Just felt like this is the place.
Have you ever been to Adams?
Yeah, I went to junior high there, not high school, but junior high.
They still have the.
Yeah.
Oh God, those are dangerous.
So when you got to was it like a big difference to you, or did it feel good just being in a bigger building and you have to worry about those stairs constantly?
Oh, it was a complete. I mean, first of all, my Spanish class was my homeroom. I still go when I go there for a function. My grandson Bryan. My grandson Bryan married a nurse. He's a state trooper. And Bryan married a nurse. And she was going for something. And he works the turnpike. He runs the turnpike, the drug talk.
So you weren't the first class to graduate from there. You'd have been the third class. And
Jackie Mayer.
Jackie Mara, did she graduate with you?
Well, actually, I left here, and I graduated from Texas. That way, I could go free to a college in Texas.
You played it smart.
Well, I only did one semester. That's all I needed. Commerce, Texas. This place was dry. I'm coming from here with all the drunks, right? The Canadians and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I end up at a school because I dropped out for 1 year. And to get a degree from Texas, I can go to school, college free. So I went back, did a semester, got my degree. Let me see. Yeah, my first date was right over there. Went to the movies. We were so shy we couldn't talk. We stayed to watch the same thing twice. There's Texas. See the land?
Mm-hmm.
It's a goddamn something. They wiped out the whole wedding, execution stuff. That's exactly Texas, man. See those guys?
Mm-hmm.
You see them, they come in, put their hat upside down, and have lunch. And then you got all the brothers, right? All the Mexicans were the majority. I consider me one of them. But you'd be surprised some of these guys were raised by help. And they speak Spanish better than you do. And it's like, what the? You know, and I say, where in the hell did you learn this? You know, all the maids and the people. It's like, shit. Yeah, I mean, it's now it's a gateway to Mexico. And maquiladora. You know what that word means?
No.
Those are the factories built in Mexico for the United States. I had an aunt, seamstress, Tia Lile, Aunt Lily, had a factory with 100 sewing machines. And she was a huge, huge lady. Big. Her son, he was a pain in the ass. Him and his sister, they stole my car. I'm in college. They stole my car while I was napping. You know?
Did you get it back?
Yeah, they came and they ran. You know? But this is exactly, I mean, see, it's, now there's so many people from Ohio down there. They actually had classes because they built all those factories across the border. And they speak Spanish over there. But they learn to speak English. They know dollars. Yeah, I mean, you never want to deal with their currency. The American dollar is American dollar, dude. I mean, anywhere in the world, this is we gotta step up on people. You know, it's a wonderful country to be in, dude. I'm grateful to be here. A little cottage like this, shit. You know what it would cost me in Laredo? Well, I just sold my house in Laredo.
Wait, so how much did you buy it? Wait.
57.6.
Okay, you bought it for 57. Okay. Wait, we need to go back just a little bit. So you graduated from you moved to Texas.
And no, I didn't move. I went down to Texas to get me out of trouble here.
So you went okay. So that's the reason you went to Texas to get to stay out of trouble.
And college.
And so you went there to get free college.
Kingsville, Texas, dude.
What was the name of the college?
Texas A&I.
Texas?
A&M is...
A&I.
A&I.
Not A&M.
Arts and Industry.
Okay.
A little difference. Kingsville, Texas. The King Ranch.
Yeah.
The King Ranch surrounds this town. Have you ever heard of the King Ranch?
No.
King Ranch was the largest in the world. Now they got bigger ones in South America. But this, in the United States, the King Ranch was it. There's a big history there. And they supported these here boys. I'm sitting there at the dean's office, right? These here boys, the ones that got caught drinking, I knew I was in trouble when he said that N-word. It's like,
Uh-oh.
he ain't talking about me, is he, Lord? You and your partners over here, all Hispanics. One chick and then two other guys. And we got busted in this joint.
You got busted?
African American. Well, I can drink here, but I can't drink there.
So
right?
how old were you at the time?
19.
19.
You know, now it's more, you know, everybody's got to be 21. It's the right way. But yeah, it's a damn nigger joint, I thought. He didn't just say that. Oh, yes, he did. And it was like, holy shit. I mean, I could have shit my pants, dude.
Yeah.
It scared the crap out of me. I thought, oh, man. And now there's so many people from Ohio down there. They built the plants on the Mexican side. And the foremans and everything that run them. Like I told you, my aunt had 100 women running sewing machines.
Yeah.
I think it was for Sears or Pennies or something. Making little dresses and stuff. Yeah, it's a gateway to Mexico, man. Gateway to Mexico.
So when you finished college, though, what'd you do? Did you go, like, you have something lined up right away, or?
I never finished college. I came back here, and in '63, a buddy of mine, I lived on J Street, a buddy of mine was saying, hey, man, the World Fair and this and that, we're going to the Seattle World's Fair, the World's Fair. And it was up in the Pacific Northwest, what we call it out there. And we got to outside of Salt Lake City, and we were picking up hitchhikers and just partying, beer. It's like, you know, it's here we could drink at 18, and other places most of them more they're 21. But yeah, they said, oh no, the World's Fair is done. I said, shit, what are we gonna do? Now we were in Provo, Utah, which is really up north, and we said, shit, let's go to LA. So we headed south, and we got to Las Vegas. That was and they had like train stations and bus stations and stuff. They had showers for 50 cents. That was a lot of money. That was 2 gallons of gas. So we
Wait, at the time, that was a lot of money, 50 cents for gas?
well, dude, you're lucky if you made $2 an hour.
Oh, man.
So
the times have changed so much.
Well, gas is decent right now.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking like. Okay, so let's go back. So you're heading to the Seattle World Fair.
Oh, we get up near Utah somewhere, right?
Yeah. I
mean, we're taking straight across, right? No bullshit. So we get up there and we picked up some hitchhikers. Say, man, the World's Fair is done. I said, you sure? Utah. Beautiful states. So we said, hey, man, jobs in LA. So we headed south and we got picking up hitchhikers and shit. They had a lot of showers that you could just use, which I sort of need. And when you get to Vegas, dude, there's something there. I mean, there's something that just like, you know, you're in someplace special. I've been to Vegas maybe, I don't know. We used to go every weekend from LA.
Mm-hmm.
Get paid and shit. There we go. Gotta go leave that money there. But you know.
Are you saying it like you just get there and it kind of like captures you? You're like
Vegas.
Yeah. You just like,
dude,
you're in awe.
The bright lights, the strip. I mean, we went downtown to the Nugget and stuff, and we were nickel and diming, right? But now after I've been there maybe, I don't know, 30, 40 times, we used to go on the weekends from LA, get paid and jam over there. They got showers everywhere, man. You know, and you stop on the roadside and they got showers in the bathrooms. 2 quarters, and you take a shower. Oh, see, there's me. That'll go. That'll. Uh-huh. See? Nobody's. Oh. Oh, shit. Look at. Oh, see, that's. You can't be doing that.
He wasn't ready for
A
that.
little blood to give her some. Get those legs moving.
So,
Yeah.
in Vegas.
Yeah, in Vegas. And the road, the truck stops, and in Vegas, they got all these showers. I mean, major. 4 or 5. And people shaving and shit, you know.
Cleaning up.
Clean up our act. And we went to the Golden Nugget, the strip, downtown. Because it's like T-shaped. It's like downtown, like the Golden Nugget and stuff, nickel and dime shit. And then the strip is the big coin. You know, the riffraff is downtown. That's where we were. And just had a good time, and we decided, hey man, why don't we head south? Well, shit, you know, you're only maybe 300 miles at best. It's like going from here to, I don't know, to Cincinnati, something like that. So I said, shit, man, why don't we head that way? We headed down there. Our first job was Disneyland is like from here to downtown, that close. And Menasha Paper Company was the name of the place. Corrigan. You know, remember when we had downtown, those apartments?
Mm-hmm.
There was a paper company at High and Out. I worked at High and Out. So we went down there, and Georgia Pacific plant, making corrugate, just like we did here. The guys from Sandusky, dude. The foreman is from Sandusky. One of us is sleeping in the car, the other one's working. And we'd go to buying food, man. We were starved. And I turned 21. My buddy was 20. His dad was the foreman over here at Ford. He lived across from Perry, down there on whatever route that is. We had a good time, man.
Sounds like it.
Oh shit, we got this place on credit, an apartment, and this was in Anaheim, Santa Ana area. Disneyland was right where we were working. Menasha Paper Company. Disneyland was like a quarter of a mile. It's exciting, you know. You're 20 years old, and my buddy was 19, and it was just we threw such a party with our first checks, man, at the compound where we were living. Police came, they threw us out. We stayed for a month, and that was enough. It was like we had to get back here. Just, you know, I mean, we weren't trying to make roots or anything. We were just partying. You know, you got to take care of business. And business won't take care of you.
No.
I mean, it's a simple lesson, right? But we were But it was a good thing. It's 2 of my kids were born there in Montebello, East LA. East LA stops at Atlantic Boulevard, and it was like a mile in. But my 2 youngest, my son and daughter.
So you end up settling in LA.
Actually, it was Orange County.
Orange County,
Yeah,
California.
but we could go to the beach and stuff, man, and it was killer. All this leg. There was leg everywhere. We'd go down there, and it was killer, man. It was just, but see, you can't drink, you know, the law now is more universal. But here you had where you could drink beer at 18 drafts, right? 3-2 beer. I worked in a brewery already, you know, so I know now that there's no such thing as 3-2 beer and 6% beer. There's no 6% beer, and there are no 3-2 beers. It's just watered down shit. That's how we did it at the brewery, man. We watered it down if we were short on something. But those days are gone. You know, it's a universal thing. It's not just certain states. But oh, Vegas was nice.
Now, did you ever think about living in Vegas, or is this?
No, that's too much temptation. You know, I mean, I really think we're in a choice place. The water, what an asset, man. What an asset. For real. We're the Rio Grande in the border. It's all dammed up now.
Wait, so when did you get into um the factory, the brewery?
Oh, the brewery.
Yeah.
My second. I worked at a camp company in East LA. We supplied. I was in charge of beverage. I had 400 and some designs that I was in charge of. And like Shasta, you can't believe the Shasta. They got 30 flavors and 30 diet flavors. It's like holy shit. And then you had different because LA being so large, even now. But that back then it was still that large that there was 7-Up plants all over the place or Coke plants. There was it's broken up into districts like the breweries were the only ones that the you know we didn't have Coors back then. Coors was a big thing, was a big beer thing, you know, but it was really a low alcoholic content. And if we didn't we water it down to make it 3-2 beer. Yeah, there was all kinds of tricks and shit, man.
How long did you work for them?
Anheuser-Busch.
Yeah.
4.5 years. Never drank. Never tasted it.
No?
We had coolers. See this wall? In this wall? Coolers.
Just full of it?
Yeah, at the break room.
Wow.
Shorts, you know, they put it in there and they'd sit there and drink under. And you could see the new guys, man. They were like, they thought they were hitting on something, man. They'd lose their job, lose their finger. It's like, shit. Yeah, it's dangerous. Now they don't do that anymore. They can't be drinking there.
I don't think so.
Know, it had to take its turn there. Anheuser-Busch isn't the Busch family anymore either. Never met anybody that named Anheuser. Met Busch family. They'd come and make it, shake the hand, and then you could you had a little card that punch, and you could buy 2 cases of beer. So there might be shorts or something, you know, something that you couldn't sell, but you could use it up.
So in a way, like working there kind of helped you grow up a lot from being a kid to.
Well, for one thing, I never drank, never tasted the stuff.
Even before then?
Oh yeah, once I stopped drinking, and then it was like God said, let's see how well you want to do this. And got a job working at the brewery. I worked for the can company. We supplied cans and ends. We had a factory right across the street from them. In Van Nuys, California, we had a brewery. The brewery was in Van Nuys, but right across the street we had a can plant supplying cans. Just 12 ounce. Because 16 ounce is a little, hardly a drop in the bucket, you know what I mean? But
so you're probably, at the time, you're probably making good money.
I was buying houses. Every year I was buying a new house.
How much were you making?
Shit. Maybe 20-some thousand.
And what year is this?
At the brewery?
Yeah.
Yeah. My kids were born in Montebello. 65 and 67.
So you're buying houses. You're bringing in $27,000 a year. Wow.
You could get a damn nice house for 30-some thousand.
Wow.
Yeah. I just sold my house in Laredo. I paid $57,600.
I know. I'm just thinking to myself, like, man,
My mom and I.
is there a time machine? Can I go back?
Yeah, but you're not going to be making what you were doing, what you're making now.
Yeah, but still, that's a good amount. That's about as much as we make now, and
I can't remember what I paid for this.
that's not even nearly enough.
But if I tell you how much I paid for this, you're looking at this, right? All these windows have been replaced, every single one.
This little cottage. How much did you pay for the little cottage? You can't remember.
It's not that important anymore. It's like
No.
this wasn't open. It was like a, right?
So you restored this whole cottage,
Roof.
and this is all with the brewery money that you had saved.
No, it just can't remember where the money came from. But all the windows, I don't know. It can't be worth that much. Maybe 60 grand, maybe. But I've been in this house, this one, and across the street, and they haven't invested in it.
Wait, when did you move in the cottage? When did you get
This
here?
one?
Yeah.
Maybe 30 years ago. I just sold the house in Laredo, and I bought that in '57.
How many houses did you buy?
All together in life.
Yeah.
Simi Valley, the house in Laredo, this one. I'm trying to think, LA was quite a few houses. And a lot of them were almost brand new. My first house, I'm thinking it was 57,600. And the freeway from LA ended at my street. Somebody came and they put up a sign in my backyard, directional sign to Diamond Bar, which was a house development. I'm out in the Toolies, man. And paid 57,000. My son was born in '65, and we brought him there. And we're just piecing together, like a washer and then a dryer, and then that sign went up, and it was like that extra income. It was like, wow. Yeah, I just sold a house in Laredo, 90-some thousand, I think. I don't know. I hadn't been in there so long, and my son sold it. It was like, it just dilapidated.
Okay, here's another question for you. 80 years of life. Would you change anything when you look back at it?
Oh, sure.
Would you do anything differently?
Yeah, I mean, hindsight is what you can make so many different changes. It's hindsight, but at the time, that's what it's a good choice. I just bought this. I mean, I didn't fix this up at first. I just bought it to come visit my kids. This little cottage, and it was like, shit, the windows were all dilapidated. It was all.
And that's the crazy part. So this was like a little place for you to come and just visit your kids. Little did you know this would end up being a place that you would live for 30 years of your life.
But the brand new house was in Laredo.
Yep.
Which has just recently been sold.
And you said you never lived in that house.
I came off and on. I didn't want to live in Laredo. But I didn't. My mom picked that house. My sister wanted her out of the house. I'm trying to raise my kids, and your brother Joey's getting all drunk here, and he was crazy. I mean, Vietnam vet, and he was born in Providence Hospital here, not Laredo. I'm Laredo. She's Laredo. But yeah, hindsight is wonderful, but man, you've got so much information. You process it. You know who Will Rogers is? The original, not the second one. The father. Buy land, they ain't making no more. That's stuck with me all of my life. Buy land, they ain't making no more. I mean, how basic is that? It's true.
Would that be your life advice to everyone right now? What would your life advice be to everyone?
Don't drink. Would be one of my top things. It's like it's a dead end street.
Number one, don't drink. It's a dead end street. That should be on a shirt somewhere.
Yeah, but see the breweries, they got the money. We could buy
Work for a brewery. You're gonna make some money.
if you don't touch the stuff.
Yeah, stay away from the
do
stuff.
Not indulge.
Stay clean.
Yeah, I mean, but this. Look at what we have out here. To me, right now, and I've been doing a lot of reflecting. Is water. It's what an asset. But see, I grew up here. I worked on the coal docks when I was going through my divorce. That girl showed up. Do you remember? Do you remember Mary? No. I met Mary. She worked at the Holiday Inn with my mom. And she and I went off to California. She stopped by a couple weeks ago.
She stopped here to visit?
Well, she found me. Well, I mean, she and I bought houses in L.A. She was married to a minister, Baptist minister. And she still has the job. We went out there 1970 something. But she came by. She was down hiding behind there, and she'd come up and look at me, and I thought, God, I wish I could keep you. But she left her husband and children and ran off with me to California.
Wow.
And she's still there.
No, she never left. She never.
But that was pretty neat to just playing.
How long did you guys catch up for? How long did you guys catch up for?
What?
How long did you guys catch up for when she came to visit?
Oh, maybe 15, 20 minutes.
That's it? I thought you guys would have spent the day together at least.
She would have spent the day. She would have spent it in bed with me. I'd have been trying to pork that poor child. So selfish me. I mean, that's the thinking, the rationale is, get some satisfaction. But it's.
What, it just like brought up both feelings? You just like.
But she actually had been here before on the way to Virginia, and she stopped here on the way back. I could still see her coming up. I would have liked to have taken her to lunch or to bed.
You're 80 years old, you're still.
Well, yeah. I mean, Yeah, she. That was a good experience. And she was married to a Baptist minister. But.
Did you have any kids with her?
No.
No.
We had an abortion. Yeah.
Now, in that time period, did that ever bother you at all? Or when you thought about it, like looking back on it? Or do you...
It's mortal sin. It's a bad one. It's not. I mean, it's life. And you can justify and cover your right.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, there's no right there. I should have been porking. I mean, I grew up can remember my cousins taking me to the whorehouses in El Laredo. I'm a border guy. I grew up in the Mexican border and the Canadian border. Extremes, right? And the values are different down there than they are here. It's nothing to go across to go to the whorehouses. I mean, it'd be like you going to Cedar Point, you go through and catch the, right? That's how it is in Laredo to get across. We got international bridges. We got one for the railroad that brings washers and dryers and cars. My hometown's booming. For real. A lot of people from Ohio, they had to have special classes to assimilate these people coming down there with the factories that we sent down there. And the cheap labor on the Mexican side, there's a bunch of people from Ohio there. Special classes for those kids, those Anglos. They ain't raised by maids, you know, and ranch hands and shit, you know. These people are, you know, the Air Force base is long gone. So the Anglo population has gotten great because of the jobs. JOBs speak for themselves, you know. It's like cheap labor, you know. You know how many cars come across from Mexico?
I imagine a lot.
And it's not in Nuevo Laredo, but in Monterrey, Mexico and stuff, a lot of cars. The guys that try to sneak into the United States, they break into cars and close the lid. I'll bust it open later. But you got dogs. Dogs know where you're at. Even if the Border Patrol don't get you, the dog is going to tell them.
Right here, it's going to sit. It's going to sit.
Get him, Dad. Get him. let me run after him. Let me tackle him and stuff. And they do, the dogs. It's like nothing I can explain. It's a different world. And it's not Mexicans trying to get into the United States. It's Central and South America. I mean, I think other than Brazil, which is Portuguese, there's a lot of Spanish-speaking people that want to come over here and make some dollars. They want to take your job, not mine. They want your job. For real. It's
well, they're living in a time where it's possible. Nobody wants to work right now, so it's very well possible.
How long you been where you're at?
I have been currently doing DoorDash for like the last almost 4 years. I've seen it I try to explain it to everyone. I've seen it go from where we were just picking up. It would like when I first started doing it, we were just picking up food, and I always to this day, my first delivery ever, I was so thrown off by it because I was thinking to myself, no way it can be this easy to earn cash. Because, you know, it ended up being like $7.75, just like that. And all I had to do was go to B-Dubs, pick up this food, and take it to, you know, whoever it needed to drop off to. And my very first delivery, that's what it was. I did exactly that. Went there, and they had this thing where you get a red card, and I thought I had to swipe it to pay for the order, but I guess they have it set up where all you have to do is you just go in there, say the person's name, whoever the order is, and then once you get that, you just go on your happy way and drop it off to whoever it is. It was my first delivery ever. I went in there thinking, okay, I got this red card, I got to pay for it. And sure enough, when I went to go do that, not knowing, you know, what you're supposed to do, it kept saying declined. And I'm like, oh, come on. See, I was like, this is why. I figured it would be too easy to do this. And I'm going here, and well, I would later find out that was the whole reason. I didn't even need to pay for it because it was already paid for. All I had to do was just pick it up and take it. Since then, I have done over 10,000 deliveries in like 4 years. I think I'm at like 11,000 now.
What kind of car do you drive?
I've been driving a Kia Soul 2019. Here's the catch though. I've had it since I drove it right off the lot. It had only 76 miles on it. And I've been driving with DoorDash for about 4 years now. How many miles do you think is on that car now? Because I'm doing full time.
Not 80,000.
Higher than that, man.
For more? I mean, for real? 100?
Higher.
120?
A little bit higher.
No way.
I'm at 100. I'm at 135,000 miles.
In 5 years?
4 years. Just been driving, yeah. Well, no, actually, no. Yeah.
So you're averaging...
A little over 3 years. Yeah.
So you're averaging like almost 40,000 a year?
40,000 miles a year. And that's the downfall of doing DoorDash. I mean, other than that, it's a pretty good job. And like I said, I've seen it go from where it was just picking up people's food. Now it's grown, since COVID-19 happened. Nobody really wants to go out and get their groceries like they used to.
It changed my life.
Yeah, so now you have like you pick up people's groceries. People place on the app, through the DoorDash app, and say they want to get something from Walmart, Myers, little convenience store, CVS. Say you want to get. Even now, it's not just groceries, but now you can also pick up alcohol. The person doesn't.
State stores?
Yeah, nobody has to go.
Only 2, right?
Yeah, no. Well, you can. It's right now. It's currently 7-Eleven is one of the stores that you can get. Well, anyway, I'll take that back. Anywhere you can get alcohol, that is through DoorDash right now. Like I get stuff from 7-Eleven and Myers all the time. 7-Eleven, Myers all the time. Then I pick up, yes, the most common one that people wonder. Yes, I do pick up, condoms, pregnancy tests, stuff like that. I have to pick that up every once in a while. It's always funny too.
At least you're not bored.
No, it's a very entertaining job. I mean, I've seen stuff that you would never see in a normal job. There was like this one time when I was actually in Mansfield. Me and my wife were out there, and go figure, I'm with my wife. And the first time she's actually with me driving, girl comes out, just a jacket on, just a jacket, nothing underneath, no pants, nothing,
no panties,
nothing. Just I mean, how you're just this comfortable just to walk out to get your food, just with a leather jacket on. And I'm thinking, I'm looking at my wife like,
boy, that's the first time that's ever happened.
Yeah, this doesn't happen all the time. Don't get the idea. This is not a normal thing. But
to thy own self be true.
And then, the bonus part of it all is she tipped me $20. She gave me a $20 cash tip out of the leather jacket.
Who sent me food?
Who
got me the food?
This actually came from Holy Angels.
Jesus.
But anyway, man.
How did you get it? Who called you and told you?
What you talking about?
To go get that.
I was working there.
Oh, you went to work there?
Yeah, I was volunteering.
Shit, I wish I'd have gone, man.
So on the side, when I'm not DoorDashing, I like to help out volunteering at the Holy Angels Community Supper. I do that from time to time.
Changed my life, dude.
Yeah, I love doing it.
Oh,
The first
the people,
time
the people.
Yeah, you
on
meet a lot
sides.
of both ends. I remember first time going there. It was like 10 years ago. And the first time I went there...
12?
Yeah, they thought...
Me too.
They thought I was doing service hours. They thought I was just getting out of the jail. And they thought I was doing it for like community service or something.
I think it was September of 12. And I didn't get it. I didn't know what they were doing. I thought they were the cars. I thought it was bingo. I was on my way to Cronin's over there to drink. There used to be a remember all the bars?
Mm-hmm.
We had we had a barber shop and a little bar over here on Monroe and Tiffin. Then Jimmy's bar, Bud's is still going. They shut that down for a while, and now they got going, and they play the music so loud, and I'm thinking, that's great. It's money, you know? But, yeah, things have changed in this town. I mean, do you remember there used to be a bar at the tracks at Tiffin Ave?
Yeah.
Go straight.
It was the small city. No. It was the strip club, the strip joint.
The Hub. It was used to be up here. I'm trying to think what girl. If you've met her, she used to work there.
No, I wouldn't have known
It worked out well. Anyway, she now works for the cafeteria or something over in Huron. She's in completely. Oh, she got custody of some grandchildren, and she's got a trailer. Remember the Hoppers?
her. Oh yeah, right there before they.
Corner. Yeah.
I was just telling my wife about that the other day.
Well, she bought a trailer on the east side of town. Yeah. Now she does that. Grandchildren. She changed her life. Yeah. Her son was
Oh crap!
a genius. This guy.
Gotta wrap this up. Just want to say thanks for telling your story. And all for that are watching and listening right now, I just want to say thanks for watching, thanks for listening. I'll see you next time. Peace.